Hello comic book fans, and thank you very much for coming back to see my comic book haul for this week and last week. I'm Admondo from Not of This Realm, where we talk about comic books, movies, television, and action figures inspired by the realms of superheroes, sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, we hope you enjoy the video and consider liking it and subscribing to Not of This Realm. First, I'll start with the comics I picked up for the week of February 12th, 2025. Starting with One World Under Doom number 1. This title follows the events of Blood Hunt from last year, where Dr. Doom becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. In One World Under Doom, we see what he does with that power. The book starts off strong. Dr. Doom addresses the whole world and tells everyone that he has taken control of every nation. He has outlawed war and will guarantee free healthcare and higher education. It's a very interesting premise from writer Ryan North that I don't think is executed as well as it could have been. The book itself is really overstuffed and busy with little substance. A lot of information and exposition is given to us through huge chunks of text, and not all of it helps the story or character motivations. I will, however, give it some credit for doing this so that you can read this without having read Blood Hunt. This crammed script hurts the amazing artwork by R.B. Silva because there's so much action superheroes that everything gets lost. The same applies for David Carell's vibrant color work. I would have liked the first issue of One World Under Doom to take its time and flesh out the story. It's a great concept, but show us how Dr. Doom used his power as Sorcerer Supreme to take over all of the world's nations. Why are the heroes so quick to stop Dr. Doom when he's accomplished what they never could, world peace? Do they know something we don't? The only thing the superheroes know is that this is Dr. Doom, so it can't be good. One World Under Doom number 1 is a pretty underwhelming first issue for what seems like a cool concept for one of Marvel's best villains. I'll probably read the next issue to see if I want to keep up with it. You might want to read this book if you're a big Dr. Doom fan or want to keep up with the major comic book event series. Then we have Eddie Brock Carnage number 1. After nearly losing their lives in Venom War, Eddie Brock and the Carnage symbiote join together in order to survive. We see the two on a plane filled with passengers and learn that they are on the hunt for someone that has ended the lives of multiple people. The catch is that it is someone on that very plane. I thought the first issue of Eddie Brock Carnage was a fun, intense action thriller by Charles Soule with a pretty interesting twist that I won't spoil in case you want to read this book. I like that he uses this situation to show us how their different personalities are going to cause conflict in this series. We also get to see how the Carnage symbiote uses its unique abilities to find this person of interest. I like the natural, realistic look that this book is going for. I'm surprised the artwork by Jesus Saiz and colorist Matt Hollingsworth didn't earn this book a mature content warning. If you read the book, you know what page I'm talking about. It wraps up on an interesting note with Eddie conversing with the Carnage symbiote in his mind that establishes the goal of their partnership and the series. Side note, I really like the design for the personification of the Carnage symbiote. It gives me Crooked Man vibes. I thought it was a fun, promising first issue, but I'll wait to read it when it's collected as a trade paperback. For the week of February 19th, 2025, I only picked up one book, but it was well worth it. It is Ultimate Wolverine number 2. Chris Condon does a superb job building on the story established in issue 1. I made a video solely dedicated to that one, so check it out if you haven't already and want to know what I thought. I have the link in the description and at the end of this comic book haul video. Like the first issue, the story goes back and forth between the past and the present. We see what role the Maker had in changing the course of Wolverine's life like he did with the other Marvel superheroes. In only a few pages, this book effectively shows us how ruthless the Maker is by having him take out the Professor like the T-1000 did to Todd in Terminator 2. Much like in Terminator, the Maker's attempts to change the future are futile since fate course corrects itself and Logan ends up being turned into a weapon decades later, which is where this book takes place. This issue focuses on the Winter Soldier being pitted against the Eurasian Republic's best soldiers to test his worth. Ultimate Wolverine number 2 also shows us that this version of Colossus has turned into a cruel dictator that doesn't see his fellow mutants as brothers and sisters, but instead exploits them and enslaves them. The artwork is great in this issue. I think the page structure and the composition in each panel by Alessandro Cappuccio tell the story extremely well. The ambient colors by Brian Valenza work excellently with Cappuccio's heavy use of shadows that give the book its dark and serious tone. There's also some top secret documents at the end of the book that provide some additional world building. Definitely don't skip those. It's a great second issue for Ultimate Wolverine. I highly suggest adding it to your pull list at your local comic book shop if you haven't already. Did you read any of these comic books? What did you think? Do you agree or disagree with my thoughts and opinions on them? Are there books I didn't include that you would like to talk about? We'd love it if you would let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this comic book haul video. If you're new to the channel and interested in comic books, movies, TV, and action figures inspired by the realms of superheroes, sci-fi, horror, and fantasy, then please consider subscribing to us. I'm Armando from Not of This Realm. This video is written by me and edited by the amazing Ostra Vixen. Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate you taking the time to watch. Be safe and take care.